We'll ask him all these questions. Please welcome Edmund Carlisle. Hello, Edmund.
Hello, everyone.
It's so great to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Can you settle this argument that Jason and I are having? Are you a practicing barrister right now, even though you are in the States?
I am a practicing barrister, but that's only because I'm practicing currently. Now.
Oh, you are right now? What are you doing right now? Why
I'm on a case.
Oh, wow.
I'm hot on the case.
Here in Los Angeles?
Yes.
But in the podcast, you're saying you're practicing right now, like right this minute?
Well, I've got my books here.
Oh.
And I've got my papers.
Is being on the show part of your case?
I'm not allowed to say.
Interesting.
Oh, attorney-client privilege or barrister-client privilege.
Yes, I'm not allowed to say.
So are you? Okay. So interestingly, you are like on a case like almost like a detective or something. Like, is part of being a barrister like really figuring out the legal cases?
I know a couple of detectives, by the way, who come by the show every once in a while. You're not like them, are you?
No.
I see. Yes, I see. I didn't make that connection.
Definitely.
You're nothing like that.
Yeah.
No.
Totally different.
And I must remind you, I am amateur. I don't have a license.
Oh, you don't? Okay,
what I do as a trade is I've got a small hobby shop in Essexton in northwest Chestershire.
Oh, that's a beautiful part of the country.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I've got all types of tin soldiers and lead figurines and remote control.
Priceless items.
These are your hobbies?
Helicopters. What?
These are your hobbies? You have these?
I sell them.
Did you say helicopters?
In a way, I sell dreams to children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So that you have a store that does this?
But
I see.
Also an online.
Wait a minute, though. So you're using...
This is your story.
In trade, you are giving... How do you trade the tin?
Do you get money for this, is what he's trying to ask?
To be an amateur barrister.
Yeah. Meaning he's doing it in his free time.
Got it. Oh, okay.
This is what he does for a living.
I'm a member of the ABA, the Amateur Barristers Association.
Of course, yep.
Right.
As well as the North Worcestershire Royal Reenactment Brigade.
Oh, wow.
What do you reenact?
Well, anything from the English Civil War to...
All wars, or is it anything that...
There was a nice dinner party in 746.
You reenact that?
Yes, that was between the Chunts family and the Blums.
The Chunts and the Blums.
Chumps and Blums.
So you reenact...
That is like the Hatfields and McCoys of Northwest Worcestershire.
Yes, if you're familiar
with the Chumps and Blums feud of the
you
700s.
Reenact the conversation that was had at the dinner party?
Well, yes, it was quite well known that it was well documented. We still have the papers, the transcripts.
And in those instances, do you usually play Chump or Blum?
I've played both. I've played all the members so far. The only one I haven't played is Toglin, the small dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Do they usually get dogs for that?
Usually. Although I have a bit of a rivalry with a man in the troupe. He's played the dog a few times, but he's a
that must really make you crazy.
Yes, but he's a small man. He's one of them.
Let's not. It's okay.
Smallies.
We get what you mean.
Smallies.
He's a tiny man.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
Got it.
So he's a natural.
There's
fit.
not a lot of parts he can play other than the dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
But of course, there's plenty of parts he can play. He can play any part he wants.
Well, not realistically.
Oh, boy.
No, it's true. Realism is quite important to a reenactment.
Take to the forums, everybody. Start trying to straighten Scott out on this one. That's so interesting. So how often you're living a life that is so rich? You've got the hobby shop, you've got your amateur barrister stuff going on, you're here on a case, and then you're also doing reenactments.
That must take up all of your time.
Do you do any reenactments of future events?
How would that be a reenactment?
Wouldn't that be an enactment.
Wouldn't that be a prophecy of some kind?
Now you're starting to think interestingly. Have you ever thought about enacting prophetic scenes from future events?
I've never thought about it.
What about the Book of Revelations? If you were to reenact something from the Book of Revelations, that's a prophecy.
I suppose that's true.
So it would actually not be a reenactment.
It's always a way to branch out. But, I mean, I must admit, I don't have all that much more time to bring out more enactments.
Because these three things, the reenactments...
And then there's my sex parties.
Oh, you also have sex parties.
Quite a lot.
Did you attend, host, both?
I host. I'm the Grand Chancellor of the West Coxburg.
You
Well
have these in
named.
West Coxburg?
Well named.
West Coxburg fuck parties.
Fuck parties. Wow, so you guys leave nothing to the imagination.
You're the Grand Chancellor of the fuck parties.
Yeah.
And what do you like to have sex with?
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Really, really, really. And I do mean that. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm assuming, because you're having sex with anything, this is an atheist organization?
Quite. It is godless and proud.
So what in a typical sex party, what do you normally have sex with? Whom do you have sex with? What do you have sex with?
I have a follow-up question, but go ahead.
Well, it's hard to say what's typical, really, because each time it's been something different. Of course, the standard guy, girl, trans. But then I've had sex.
Guy,
Was
girl,
that
trans.
Trans or trends?
Trans.
So that's
Okay.
that's a three-way.
Which is itself a trend.
This is a GGT.
It's
Yeah.
all of it. And then, of course, I've had sex with a bowl of Jell-O.
Of course.
I've masturbated on a small patch of carpet.
Sure.
That would be a terrible sex
How
party
many? Yeah,
as
this
far as
doesn't.
I'm
How many
concerned.
people are attending? Is it just 4 people?
No, there's a whole. It's a whole squad.
Is it like an Eyes Wide Shut kind of situation, or is it
Do you have
like a bunch of
masks?
gross,
Well, look,
bunch of gross slobs on treadmills?
I'll tell you, fellows, if you're trying to get a list of names out of me,
Oh,
No.
it won't happen.
Well, that's
No.
okay. We wouldn't know any of them anyway, unless
wouldn't,
they're
do we?
celebrities.
Well, describe one. Just describe one of these people you've had sex with.
All right, okay. It's got short hair. He's quite tall. Hosts a podcast. He's got light grey. He wears a lot of light grey with polka dot shirts.
Okay,
long
sounds-
sleeve
Wait a minute,
back
I'm
nuts.
looking
Sounds a
down.
lot like Scott Aukerman.
I went to England last year. I certainly didn't participate
Did you go
in
to
any
any
sex
Did
parties.
you go to any sex parties? For
I went
fuck
to,
parties?
I did go to one party and
in
there
Coxburg.
in Coxburg, and there was a guy. Now that I think about it, there was a guy rubbing up against the carpet, but nothing else unusual happened.
You sure?
I don't think so. I mean,
It's all right if you don't want to say. If you don't want to say.
come on, man, you and I.
Is that how this connection was made? Because I was wondering how Edmund found himself here.
Come on, Edmund.
Look, we can
You've blown up my spot here.
we can stick with the amateur barrister thing.
Yeah, let's just talk about the amateur barrister thing. We don't have to talk about how you and I.
I'm sorry.
Look.
I thought it was a special time.
Well, I was on vacation. Oh, hey, man.
Hey.
Sorry, we didn't know you were here.
Oh no, totally. I just want to know what you guys were talking about. I couldn't hear because you were whispering.
Oh, nothing. He had a case of mistaken identity, and I was saying,
Got it.
"Oh, that's odd that you would have a case of mistaken identity." And we
Okay.
laughed.
Quite odd.
We laughed about it.
Yeah, we had a good chuckle.
It was.
Okay.
It was. Mine was sort of like this. Ha 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 ha.
And mine would have been like, oh, ho, ho. Bit
But
like
we were
Santa
doing those
Claus,
simultaneously.
If you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, so it was interesting. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show. Let's get back to that amateur barrister stuff. That's a wealthy mine.
Yes.
Wealthy vein. Wealthy
A vein?
Vein?
vein.
Of
You know,
gold
of
or
gold.
like
Yeah.
a
Like
blood
a
vein?
veiny cock.
This is like a look.
Do you like varicose veins on your women?
You know
I
what?
mean, if you know,
If
like
they have them, they
if
have
a
'em.
sturdy woman has some varicose veins, I think that's fine. But I mean, like, get her on the treadmill, work them off. I'd like to, and sometimes I'll just fuck the varicose veins right off abroad. Just like bingo bango, it's out of
Just
there.
like Back to the Future, they disappear.
Yep, just fades out like like the picture in Back to the Future.
So, what are you doing in America other than this case?
Oh, yeah.
Are you having anything fun?
Well, I'm going to the beach a lot here in Los Angeles, getting some sun.
Do you do any fuck partying while you're here in L.A.?
Oh, yes, naturally.
Yeah.
I've been to a few. I went to an Alice in Chains fuck party.
Is this the band Alice in Chains, or is this someone named Alice in Chains?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know, she's quite famous in England,
Is
Alice
she?
in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Yes.
How do you
Right.
spell her last name?
CHAYNZ.
Zed.
Yeah.
Okay, you are from England. Okay,
Yeah,
I was going
you
to say.
really nailed it.
I was sort of not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
buying it for a minute, but then you said Zed. So
Well,
I'm back
she's
on
a
board.
YouTuber.
Oh, she is.
Oh,
I
okay.
love YouTube stars.
Oh, you
Oh,
do?
yeah.
Is that what you look at for fun?
Yes.
Who's your favorite?
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains, of course. Who's that one who
like,
does Dear Fat People? That's so funny.
Oh, it's quite.
I don't know what that
it's
is.
very funny. I like Rodney Positive. I like Teen Gentleman.
Jenna Marbles? What about Jenna Marbles?
By the way,
Jenna
these could
Marbles.
all be real things, and I would not know. That's the world we're living in.
Yep. Look, you can't know everything in the world.
Rodney Positive? Like, that might be a real person.
I imagine it is.
I hope it is.
You must assume that it is.
But what when you are here in L.A., what is have you seen any sights? Have you gone to any place interesting?
I went to the observatory.
Oh, yeah.
the Griffith Observatory.
Yes, and I went there and I said, could I borrow the telescope for a minute?
Did they let you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I pointed it down to downtown Los Angeles on one of the buildings.
The big giant telescope that they use to look up into Mars and all that? You
Yes.
pointed that down into Los Angeles?
Yes.
Wow.
I saw in a building, I saw a young boy getting scolded.
Okay.
Oh.
This is interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Was this part of your case?
I can't say.
Oh,
okay.
interesting. That's a smart move. To spy on somebody, to use a giant telescope from miles away.
So this is downtown? This is somewhere in downtown.
Somewhere in downtown.
A little boy's getting scolded. By whom? By whom?
By an older woman.
An older woman.
She was wearing.
This sounds like Don't Stand So Close to Me by the Police.
Young teacher.
She was wearing a dress, and she had her hair up.
Okay. And are you an amateur lip reader as well?
I am.
You are. So what was she saying?
She said, "Don't play with the water heater.
Oh, wow.
Stop playing with the water heater."
Stop playing with the water here. What do you think that means?
Well, I did see that in the background there was a water heater.
Okay.
She must have been mucking around with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is interesting.
Oh, wow.
So,
Quite.
so then,
Quite.
How
long
did she punish him?
Well, she wagged a finger and then he held his head down. He didn't hold it down.
but his head was down,
His head was
ashamed,
down,
in an ashamed stance.
And then they both put their coats on and they walked out. So I think he just sort of had a talking to, and then that was that. And then they went out and had the day together.
Oh, wow.
Did you follow them out the building and watch them?
The man at the observatory said that's a time.
That's your time. So they let anyone borrow that telescope?
Yeah,
for...
don't you know? You just got to ask.
You almost said ask, by the way,
Yeah,
and not ask.
It's true. It's true.
So how long was your time? How long did you have it?
It ended up being about 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
First, good 10 seconds was finding what I wanted to look for.
Okay, so 10 seconds looking for it, 30 seconds watching it.
They've got these big cranks, and you've got to,
Manually,
crank them around.
Right, yeah.
So it took a bit for the telescope to get there.
10 seconds, you said?
Do you want the play-by-play?
Yeah, I wouldn't
It's
mind
not
it,
that
Jason.
well
do you mind-
documented.
Yeah.
10 seconds to get the telescope around.
Yeah.
Hold on, I've got it in my books.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my God, that is a giant
Oh,
book.
wow. Like it's a legend.
Have you written down everything you've ever done in your life here?
Barrister must always
Oh, right.
document his actions.
See, it is part of the case.
Look at this.
Right, at 3:04 and 5 seconds, I had the control of the telescope.
Okay.
And 3:04 and 17 seconds, I found the building I was looking for. And then at 3:04, 49 seconds, I was told to give up the control of the telescope.
Okay.
32 seconds just watching it. Wow.
Yes, and then at 3:05 and 1 second, I saw a small girl take a shit in the corner of the observatory.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's
wow.
like another mystery.
I don't want to be on that case, I'll tell you
Well,
that.
if they hadn't taken that telescope away from you, you would have missed that.
Yes.
You would have maybe seen the effects of it, smelled the smell.
It's true, but I didn't need to see all the poo
right.
come out.
That is a giant book. Can
Do
I ask
people
you?
ever want to do like poo stuff and pee stuff at the fuck parties?
It's almost mandatory.
Oh, almost. It's an unwritten rule.
Almost mandatory. How does that work out?
Well, I don't.
No one's ever not done it.
Yeah.
You haven't had to.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Make
make,
a rule,
any. You're not
yeah.
going to make anybody, but it's going to get done.
I haven't had to ask. I've said. I have one time have to come up to someone and said, I noticed you haven't defecated or urinated anywhere. Would you like to maybe join in the fun?
Oh, so everybody else was doing it for sure.
Yes, and it turns out it was a good thing I came up to him because he said, I didn't know if now was the time. I said, of course it is. Look at everyone else. We're all doing it.
It sounds like a very supportive environment.
Oh, it's very positive.
Can I ask you this? I wanted to ask this earlier when we were having this conversation. Does a reenactment ever lead to a period-specific fuck party?
It's mainly why we do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to say, this dinner party one doesn't sound that interesting.
There's no better way to get over the British Civil War than by fucking the people that you've been fighting all day.
Than having the Roundheads and the Royalists go at it fuck style.
This dinner party one with the little person playing the dog, does he get fucked a lot?
It's mainly why we changed from dog to Smalley.
Okay.
Just to make it less weird for the people who
have to have sex with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you do have to.
I've noticed this book. You've written down, I'm sort of flipping through it here.
Sure.
You've written down almost everything that's ever happened to you in your life to the second.
Yes, there's a lot there.
This is incredible. I mean, you can basically look back on your entire life and see, everything that's made you the person that you are.
But it also begs the question, if you are constantly reporting the events of your life, are you living them?
I guess it asks that, but I think what's maybe more fun is actually like reading some of this stuff.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Here we go.
Here we go.
Have a look.
All right. Well, I mean,
there's a lot of putting marmalade on.
And remember, all of the dates and times are going to be British.
Yeah, exactly.
We have our own time system.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what everyone else's time system is. It's just
we're about 7 hours ahead.
7 hours ahead. Yeah. Yep. So I don't think I have to necessarily adjust.
Have to address that.
I have to adjust it in my head,
just mentally. So
I can just read what's on the paper here. I don't have to adjust it 7 hours so that we can relate to it.
Granted,
do we?
3 p.m. will still be 3 p.m. at the time, but just so everyone knows.
I will have to say that it is actually more like 8 a.m. where we are.
Just make sure people know.
Okay, all right.
Because before I was reading Times from here in LA, and people, that was a given.
Yeah. All right. Right. Well, let me go back to the very beginning. Let me go back to the first page.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
Oh, my God. This is... How old of a man are you, by the way?
I'm 18.
So
it's just the way that British people say 18.
Right.
I am 18 years old.
Okay.
Well, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I've put on a few years in my face.
I did not.
I was going to say.
Conservatively look 37 years old.
Do you put fake gray in your beard, by the way?
No, it's just been a real. I may seem like a happy-go-lucky guy now.
You do.
It's just been a while to get here. Emotionally speaking.
Okay. Well, let me.
You've had a hard life.
Well, I think Scott's going to read.
Well, let me. The first entry here is actually September 3rd, 1998.
Yes.
And we have 4:01 p.m. and 20 seconds, which I guess would be 10:01 p.m. and 20 seconds for our time. Do I really have to adjust this all the time? Here in California?
Listeners, now we know. And make sure at home, wherever you are, you're adjusting Scott's information for the time zone that you're in.
Where you are. So if you're in Chicago,
or if
we're actually talking more
Boston, or if you're in, I don't know, Australia.
Iceland, sure, yeah.
You could be anywhere. Other places.
Do you think you have any listeners from Iceland?
I would imagine, yeah. I mean...
I bet. If you're from Iceland, write in on the forums and
let us know.
Let us know.
If you're from Reykjavik.
And let me know.
I've had a couple of good fuck parties in Reykjavik.
Really?
Oh, yes.
And definitely, for sure, if you're from Iceland and you're posting on the boards, include a post from whatever dumb band you're in.
Yeah, of course.
Because every single person in Iceland is in a band.
And there's a lot of strongmen there.
Oh, really?
Ever since...
Strongmen? Meaning professionally strong?
Yes, because they had quite a famous one called Magnus for Magnusson.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit strong. A bit strong. And
didn't he win the strongest man in the world competition?
Many times.
Yeah.
And so now there's a big culture of these
strong men who think just because I'm from Iceland, I can be a strong man too?
They're the closest language and culture to real Vikings.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit scary.
I went to an improv festival once, and there was a team from Iceland.
What a nerd.
I know, total nerd.
You think this guy's a nerd?
Says the recreator of 8th century dinner parties.
What a dweebazoid.
All right, let me read this.
At least my little parties end in
role. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no,
I don't think any of your improv festivals are ending in everyone having sex or anyone having sex.
That's not true, but I will say that the team from Iceland, like to me, appeared to be like a team of Vikings. They were hard drinking, loud partying, just rowdy. I really enjoyed them. They were very funny. And there was like 16 of them.
All right, let me read this. September 3rd, 4:01 p.m. in 20 seconds. I am born.
Yeah.
Just one sentence. I am born.
Yeah.
Wow, that was your birthday.
Yeah, I came out very well ahead in terms of reading and writing.
Right. Wow. So
That's
you're
amazing.
You're going to turn 19
couple months.
In a couple months. Yeah. Okay.
September.
Wow. So did you write this the minute you got out there? You just wrote
To be a barrister at this young an age is almost impossible. Is that why you're an amateur?
Yes. I'm studying for my barrister's exam, my exams.
So being an amateur barrister is on your way to being a barrister. It is not like a consolation prize for not getting to be a barrister.
Yes, there are ranks.
Yep.
There's neophyte, amateur, there's journeyman.
Is there professional? Do you ever get to go pro?
There's master and grandmaster.
Okay, wow.
There's no professional, really.
Yeah.
I'm still paid even as an amateur, but it's just my ranking.
Okay, I see. I get this, I think. Let me flip through the book.
I wrote that with my embryonic fluid.
You did?
Oh, wow.
As you can see, it sort of looks
Let me taste it here.
Oh, don't do that.
That's a little salty.
That's very strange. Very strange.
What a strange... Yeah, why would that be
I hope there's nothing else in the book that one could taste.
Oh, there's quite a lot.
Let me flip ahead to, let's look at one of the more recent ones. Okay, this is all the way at the end of the book. This is June 17th, 2016. Oh, wow, this is just a couple of days ago. 6:31 a.m., which, okay, what would that be? Wait, ostensibly you were here in California, though.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it's 6:31 a.m. here as well.
Yeah.
Should we adjust it for England, though?
Yep.
Just in case.
Okay.
Just for our listeners in the UK.
So that'd be 1:31, I would imagine, there in the
I
UK?
think it's 11.
6 plus 7.
No, that's
I believe it's 1:31,
Okay,
yeah.
I was never good at math.
You're a dumb shit.
He's 18 years old.
Oh, that's true.
remember-
When do you learn math?
Later.
19?
Yeah.
Really?
No, in England you learn maths at 37 years
Oh,
old.
okay. This appears to be in a strange fluid. And
It's all written in fluids.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything is, I think. I mean, other than graphite, I guess, when it's a pencil.
Well, is that not just the fluid of the pencil? Is graphite not just pencil ejaculate?
I mean,
if you handle it correctly,
If you handle anything correctly, you can make it
can
come.
be
you can make it.
I've always said that.
Why have you been stroking my finger this entire interview, by the way?
You'll see.
Okay, well, we'll see. This is written in like a dark fluid.
Yes.
And it just says, I am the god of death. I have enacted everything that I hope to enact here in the States. I have enacted my revenge. They are dead. They are all dead. Wow.
Oh yeah, I was talking. That's okay. That's written in my shit, and I'm referring.
Wait, hold on.
And I'm referring to the
Again, salty.
I'm referring to the turds that I put out my butthole. So they're all dead because I flushed them and they're gone.
Wait, you flushed them, but then what are you writing it in?
Before
you flushed it, you took a little scoop?
Yeah.
a little
and
scoop.
do you put the little scoop on your finger, or do you have some sort of writing implement that you use to scoop it up?
I normally do, but at the bathroom I didn't bring it with me because I think that's disgusting.
Of course.
Bringing a writing implement into the bathroom with you?
I try not to do a lot of writing while I'm on the toilet.
Sure.
But I finally got them out. I finally flushed them
Finally.
down.
How long did that take?
Those little turds were in there for about 10 years.
What?
Wait, 10 years?
Yeah.
Did you age test them?
I just know that you know when you haven't
a couple rattling around in there.
You haven't had a movement about 10 years.
Why 10 years between bowel movements?
I don't know. As I say, I've had a lot of things happen to me. One time when I was 8 years old.
Nothing's ever scared the shit out of you?
I got scared really bad. And my my colon just clenched up.
Oh, just tightened up.
Yes.
But like you have been, I'm assuming, eating for the last 10 years. So it's just been like piling up?
Yeah.
Or do you only eat what you need in order to sustain yourself so there's no waste? Have you been able to balance that out?
I eat. I mean, I drink rainwater.
Sure.
And I eat
birdseed.
Birdseed, yes. And
so there's not enough to make waste. So those little poos that have been rattling around for 10 years since you were 8 years old.
I like to take. You get a Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart, and you scrape off the little bits of icing.
Yeah. Sure.
I eat that.
You eat the icing, or you eat the thing that has been scraped off?
You eat that and rainwater.
Yeah. I scrape off the little icing shavings. And that's a pretty nice
but here
treat.
in LA, like we have like all this great like sushi or Mexican food or stuff that is so like particular to Southern California. Have you been going out and experimenting with any of that kind of food?
Can you try to consolidate that question? Can you just say, hey, have you eaten anything else? God. Listen to the way that it rambled on.
I'm still good with it. I'm still good with it.
Well, I will say it's a bit. I'm in a bit of a transitional period.
Well, yeah, you just shit 2 days ago.
I've just had a movement, so I am contemplating. But
you're thinking about eating again.
Yes,
and
but
you
if anything,
better not get scared again.
If anything spooks me, no way.
Well, I don't think anything's going to spook you while you're here, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Nothing scary is going to happen.